Hi guys, this is Adelaide and I'm coming to you from London, where I'm sitting down with IMLÉ here just before their gig at the London Irish Centre. So guys, I've got a few questions for you today. Thank you so much for sitting down with me. I'm going to start with you, Cian, since you started the group. So IMLÉ is a collective that uses the Irish language in their music, and you have such a huge range of styles that your songs sort of go into. What's the progression been like in this group over the past few years? Can you tell us a little bit about that, from members to kind of musical direction?
Yeah, I suppose like the members have changed a lot. Like this is maybe the fourth or fifth version. So the idea of it was at the start that I would do just one EP and maybe there'd be a different singer on each song, and it might be like a kind of Gorillaz record and something like, or like a Massive Attack where they have different singers. And then it kind of morphed into a bit of a band. So the first album would have had MC Muppade, Marcus McNeil and Fergal Maloney as your like singers. And I think the styles there would have been very different. You know, you might have had hip hop, a bit more punk, and then very kind of folky. And then it's moved on since then with the other albums. You know, we've had Rena Sally Hartman play with us. Roisin Shoga, obviously, he's done so much with us. And then James Shannon, obviously, has come on board. I think the other progression with is Carl Odlum, who's like the producer. He's produced everything. So as it's kind of gone on more so, Carl's probably gotten involved more with the writing side of it as well. And so he's sort of like another IMLÉ member, if you like. And the progression, I suppose, sometimes it is all different kind of styles, but sometimes it's too all over the shop. Yeah. So I don't know. I think with the next record we're doing now, trying to have it not too focused, because it's good to have different, you know, styles, but have a little bit more cohesive. So it's probably gone from being really, really all over the place in terms of styles to getting a little bit more like a sound.
And so then how does the writing process sort of take place? I mean, it's such a collaborative thing, and as you said, like, you've got yourself, Neil, who you're quite an accomplished guitarist. Does everyone kind of take on their own role, or do people kind of do a song that they focus in on, or how does that come about, guys?
I think like when I first started working with the lads, like, you know, Cian would send me like kind of just little bits of music, and they wouldn't always be finished tracks, do you know what I mean? I'd write lyrics then to those, like, you know, kind of just to the beats, and then we'd bring them together, and like Cian and Carl and Neil would kind of like build the song then around like their ideas and what I had written, and it all just kind of fit together, like, you know. Then kind of, yeah, everyone kind of adds their own, like, you know, kind of take on it, I suppose, and then it just kind of morphs into this bigger thing, like. But I suppose you was probably, well, like, you know, in terms of writing.
The thing is, like, it's cool if you can all be in a room and write together sometimes, and there's some tunes like that that's come from playing live a lot more together as well. I suppose because of COVID and everything, we all got used to like recording stuff at home and sending it to each other, which is good, and it's worked. Like, we have a new song, Casa, that we won't be playing today, but it's nearly ready for release, and that was a one of just like me and James putting together some beats, sending it to Neil, and Neil doing all his guitar at home in Belfast, and then just putting it together that way. But if we can meet up now, it does help, I think. So we're trying to get back into that, so we're all over the country. But I think that you can't be coming in with, if everyone comes in with some ideas, and then we kind of push it together that way.
Your writing process is funny. Like, a lot of the tracks, like, you know, like for Casa, like, you know, we didn't have a name for it for a good while, because like, Cian, you've got a very interesting writing process when you're watching shows and then you name the tracks after the shows. That's great.
Just, you know, if you're watching TV or something, or watching a show, like, it's to stop you kind of picking up your phone or something as well. Sometimes I just start strumming a guitar too, and then actually the show or the film that you're watching kind of might, you know, if it's late at night as well, it might kind of influence what you're playing or something. You're kind of almost playing along to the story, and that's a good way sometimes. Writing riffs, but not kind of finishing the whole thing. But yeah, no, it's good. I think that's kind of our setup.
The whole process. Like.
Obviously, you've had a lot of success with 2 songs being featured in different Netflix series, including one of them, Packrock, being in the title sequence for Bandcamp. I mean, how does something like that come about?
Yeah, well, I suppose in terms of the logistics of it, I know you got contacted, Cian, about the possibilities of it, but these kind of big undertakings with Netflix, I mean, by the by you hearing about it first to us getting the confirmation, you're talking about maybe the bones of a year or something.
Long process.
Yeah, and it was great for us. There's 2 versions on the Netflix series. So the first one was, I know, from the first album with the lads, and then there's a second version where myself and Roisin were able to do a more acoustic version. So it was nice to kind of feature both sides in the show, and brings a lot of publicity to the band. A lot of people, it just gives people an opportunity to hear it as well, because I think it's sort of a thing of, you know, a lot of people, maybe new fans since that series, that probably would have always liked our music but just didn't get a chance to hear it before now. So it's just great for stuff like that, I think. Yeah.
It's also like just shows you what we try and do with IMLÉ as well. It's like whatever, because we have different versions of IMLÉ, or different people come and go for various reasons. When you have a good setup with the band and there's different phases or chapters, our aim is to always try and at least release something from that period, because if you release the music, it's easier to get music out to the world now, which is a good and sometimes bad thing, so much music. So the only thing I'd say about Pácock or the Fáilte Stock song, or the Fáilte Fife Cúig, I should say, it's like they were out there and that's how people found them, and that's how it happens. It's literally just chance people whose job, are working on a film or a TV show, like they will look for music, and so you have to be around. You have to have it out there, basically.
Yeah.
The Irish music scene, a lot of people would consider going really, really big right now. Do you think that that's kind of affecting you guys as well? Is there any extra difficulties that you're facing kind of as an Irish language group?
I suppose the only thing that would have been a thing would be like, oh, well, you sing in Irish, so we'll book you for like Seachtain na Gaeilge or for like St. Patrick's Day, and then they wouldn't see you. And you still get that a little bit, like someone was talking to me about a festival they want to set up, but they're a bit like, oh, I don't know, like we might have an Irish day. I think sometimes when you sing in Irish, you might get pigeonholed a little bit too much, or going, okay, well, you can't be on stage with bands who are singing in English, whereas today's really good, because we're part of just a lineup and we're just another band on the lineup. We just happen to sing in Irish, So maybe that was the thing. That's changing a little bit, but it was always that, like, singing in Irish was seen as like a novelty, and you were sort of a novelty act.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's as big a problem as it was.
No, definitely not.
I would have started off as a fan of IMLÉ when they started out and everything, and so they're going nearly, more than 10 years at this stage. And I think in the space of that 10 years, because if you had said who makes contemporary music in Irish when IMLÉ started off, it was probably IMLÉ, and there was a couple of others. I mean, there were people who did it in the past and stuff, but really now you couldn't list everyone now. I think there's a lot of people doing it now, and it's good because it sort of makes it less of a thing, like less of a standout thing that you're singing in Irish as well, which is good. It just makes it more normal, normalises it. I think it helps you as much as it hinders you, and sometimes, okay, you might get pigeonholed a bit now and again, but then there are people out there who, just to support the language, might know that we sing in Irish, so they said, right, well, I'll give them a go and have a listen, and then if the music is good enough and keeps them happy, then that's good. So yeah.
My final kind of little questions for you. Like you said, you've had so many iterations of this group, so many different members. Do you think that kind of speaks to the longevity of the group? And, what does it take for someone to join IMLÉ? Like, how did everyone get involved?
Warn them now, stay away, don't contact me.
Run away. Well, I suppose just in terms of the chronology of it, obviously Cian is the sort of founding member who's still here all this time. I came in maybe about 3 years ago at the stage. James with us maybe 2 years
Almost
now?
3 years.
Almost 3 years,
We started, I would have started writing with you in mid 2023.
Yeah,
and that was
so
just after you.
Like I said, I mean, personally, I started off as a fan of the band. I went to a couple of shows. I just got in touch with Cian. I interviewed him for a radio show. I kind of just sort of forced my hand and said I played the guitar and all that. So we had a bit of a practice, had a jam, and went from there. I suppose there was a couple of gigs came up, and it all took off from there. So yeah,
it's like those things we said about, like, there's places like Radio Anfa, which is obviously brilliant radio station in Dublin, and like I used to work there, or James used to do a show there. You kind of meet from being involved in these things, or you might be a Fail in the Galley, or you might meet someone there's a lot of good events and gigs and organisations doing stuff in Irish, and that's how you kind of meet people. Basically, it's just kind of random. along the way.
Yeah,
We
it's a
haven't-
large community. Like, I mean, it's a really, really large community, and like, you know, very supportive as well. Like, you know,
So we kind of met through. It's kind of a natural progression always.
yeah,
Just kind of meet people along the way.
yeah.
Just the circles that are kind of already
Mm.
there. That's great, guys. So, favourite song to play live?
I'm going to say the favourite one to play live at the moment is Misha. Just because there's a lot of guitar work, and James is brilliant at it as well. So yeah,
thank you. My favourite is Temple Arish. I love playing that. But one of my favourite moments in any of the songs is Neil's guitar solo on Back Hook. It's fantastic.
We said
Always
before,
like,
obviously, yeah.
every time it's like, damn, man, crazy.
Today, I'm looking forward to playing Cahan today. I like that song a lot. Yeah.
Very nice, guys. So if you want to quickly let them know what platforms they can find you on, where they can follow you for updates about what you guys are up to.
We are everywhere. IMLÉ.ie, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, the whole lot.
Look it up. IMLÉ, IMLE Fada. So you got to put the Fada on the E. And IMLÉ Kjol on, I think it's IMLÉ Kjol or Kjol IMLÉ on Instagram. But you'll find us on Instagram everywhere. We're all over the universe.
New music soon. Kjol New Galua.
Yeah.
Big Farmer.
Perfect. So that's all for now, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and a huge thanks to IMLÉ for sitting down with me today. If you want to see what they're up to, it'll all be linked below. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.
Thank you.